Mrs. Agatone, an art teacher here at Radnor High School, is challenging her art studio classes to explore the ideas of freedom, heroes, peace, and equality. Recently, many of her students participated in a field trip to the National Liberty Museum to see an amazing glass art collection based on the idea that freedom is as fragile as glass. Her students are now creating an art project that reflects their ideas and definitions of liberty.
Well, I would define liberty as not only a freedom from constraints like a country's, but it's also kind of a freedom of personal expression and like choice. And there's kind of like a little bit of individualism there.
Like your own individual rights and the right to do whatever you want.
I guess just like one word is freedom, because I feel like they're very like synonymous terms, and I feel like if there's no freedom, there's no liberty. If there's no liberty, there's no freedom.
Liberty means to me like just having like all your rights.
The right to freedom and opportunities.
Liberty is it's freedom from the government, like freedom of like self-determination to do what you want, not to be restricted by regulations.
I think it's less of a real thing that is a law or a something that you're told that you're allowed to do, but more the mental capacity to believe that you can do.
So for my project, I chose to interview not one person but many people and their individual views on liberty. When I asked them to personalize their definitions, I got a lot of individualized answers and personal answers, like how they could express their religion or how they express their rights, or even things such as like differing from the normal.
My project, I'm doing like a wall that would represent a powerful government, and it has a hole in it, and the hole like has liberty like shining through it.
So I interviewed my grandpa. He was a guard, and he was a guard for nuclear missiles. The slogan, which I think was interesting, it kind of led me to this, was protecting peace. Like that was the name of his like regiment's like slogan, because by them protecting the nuclear missiles, they were protecting America, they were protecting peace, and they were protecting liberty.
So my project is about gender equality. It's about how no matter what your gender is, you should have equal opportunity to do what you want with your life.
I was doing a donkey stepping on Thomas Jefferson, as them like stepping on like the system and the founder's intent.
My project is the American flag, and then with the 13 stars, but instead of the stars, there's 13 symbols of liberty.
I'm doing painting the American flag with the Statue of Liberty in the background.
I'm using a piece of clay to make the White House when same-sex marriage was legalized, and I'm going to paint it with like the colors of the rainbow to represent the legalization.
I talked to my mom because her brother and dad were both Marines, and I just learned about the sacrifices that families make whose loved ones are in the military.
I learned about how people are open to talk about subjects such as liberty, and they're not really as closed about their ideas, and that even though liberty is such a wide topic, each person has their own idea about it, and they all kind of relate to each other.
Their projects will be presented in an art show taking place on May 17th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. in the RHS auditorium lobby. James Doherty, who finished 2 tours in Vietnam with 3 Purple Hearts and a Silver Star, will also be there to share his personal story about what liberty means to him. His story is only but one of the 100 stories that have helped inspire these art students on the theme of liberty. So mark your calendars for May 17th. It is sure to be a night full of inspiration.